wife almost divorced me because I couldn't get hard anymore. I'm 40. This is what fixed it. If you're over 40, if you can't stay hard anymore, if you go soft halfway through and have to fake an excuse.
That'll do it. Digging money.
Royal Lee. Mr. Porter, Atlanta. What up? Vicksburg, Mississippi in the building. Rocky Kale, Jersey. What's up, fam? Sis. Mr. Porter. Love you, I'm in love with you. Roll the coin. Love you, I'm in love with you. Bow my head to my people, man. I love you, I'm in love with you. Now, today, I'm going to go through some newspaper clippings about the Phoenicians and the mound builders culture. It's a lot of old newspapers talking about what kind of languages, what kind of things the people was doing. And we're going to break down that today. I found some interesting newspapers on ancient civilizations who wrote a style of Hebrew, right? And they was in America. So we're gonna check that out and we're gonna break that down. And I want people to see what they were saying about the ancient culture with the Phoenicians and the mound builders, right? Because there's a lot of stuff we don't talk about, but they talked about this stuff in the 1800s. And people act like it don't exist, but it really does exist. I've been watching people call the old mix, before I get started, I've been watching people call the old mix, Africans. People been calling the old mix Africans lately, right? The old mix, how can they be African and they have a corn god? Copper Arrow, you're exactly right. How can they be Africans and they got a corn god? How can they be Africans in the afterlife teaching of the jaguar? The jaguar is an American cat. Like, who is paying these people to do this stuff, y'all? Like, we got to really start looking at these teachers like somebody is really paying these people to teach Africa everything. And it's crazy that you would say a group of people with a corn god and a jaguar, an American cat from America is an African. Ivan Van Sertima, I read his book too, but Ivan Van Sertima was wrong too, right? These people are wrong. They got the story all backwards. I don't know if they've been paid to do that or they just didn't study it right, or I don't understand it. But resurrection with agriculture comes from America. So when you speak of Osiris with a resurrection of agriculture, a corn resurrected in the spring, then you have a corn mummy, that is American teachings. Ain't no way around it, bro. So now you got to look at it a whole nother way. Old mix are not Africans. They have a corn deity and they have a jaguar, right? Just like the Mississippians have the panther, it's the same thing as the jaguar, the old mix. It's all Tamari culture. It's all American culture. BG Lou, what up? It's all American culture. Y'all can stop doing it. Like, I don't know, like, what's wrong with y'all? They ain't got no common sense no more, but the teachings of these people don't even be making sense no more. Roll the corn. You're right, Copper Arrow. The only old make head in Africa was sent there from Mexico. They got one in Africa, but it was sent there from Mexico. So it's not from that land. So stop, bro. Just these people be tripping. Let's get into some newspaper clippings. Before I get started, I want y'all to go check out my video from yesterday. Why we are the chosen people, because people need to hear this, right? This on YouTube. Why we are the chosen people. I want people to lock back in on why our people are the chosen people of this planet. And I want people to understand it. So y'all go check out my last YouTube video, Why We Are the Chosen People. Now, let's go here.
This is what would crawl out of you if you drank 2 tablespoons of this disgusting African herb every day for 2 weeks. After your first dose, you'll feel the...
Now, let's go here. Now, when I teach y'all about the Phoenician or the Sidonian, the Phoenician Sidonian teaching, and I tell y'all that they got a big connection with the mound builders on the Mississippi River, and don't nobody understand it, and then I go back to find these old receipts and show it to you, because I be wanting to show my people what people were saying that matches up with what I be teaching, right? And I be finding this stuff after I figure it out, so it goes along better with the teaching. Now, it's talking about Phoenician predecessors, right? Now, it says, at first glance, Senor pronounced the mysterious characters pure Phoenician and set himself resolutely, enthusiastically to work to master their meaning. He was already grounded in Hebrew and cognate languages, right? But they found this Phoenician in Brazil. This was found in Brazil, people. They're talking about artifacts in Brazil from the Phoenicians. In Brazil now. Brazilian History Society. You see it? Brazilian History Society. So in Brazil, they find artifacts with ancient Hebrew languages in Brazil, said to be made by the Phoenicians who was in Brazil at a point. And I want y'all to understand what they're saying about this stuff. Now let's keep going. The letters are eloquently formed, but lack the vowel points, and present some other peculiarities, and many description of which would be more interesting to the members of the Oriental Society general reader, right? In the 8 lines, a band of Phoenician formed Sidon. Apparently, exiles or refugees have left a brief record of their wandering. They describe themselves as having set out from a port in the Red Sea in the 9th and 10th year of King Aram, and having sailed to a certain number of new moons. The director guesses 12, but is not quite sure, that along the Egyptian-African coast. They mention the number of their vessels and of the men and women on board, right? Phoenicians. They're talking about their travels around Africa. But this is found in America, right? It's interesting. Hebrew writings about us traveling around Africa in different, with a respect, with a fleet full of ships. But it's found in Brazil, right? Let's keep going. Stuff deep now. Now this talks about Phoenicians' voyage from south to north. The Cape of Good Hope, near Senegambia. They steered into the high sea and seized by the famous equatorial current, which sometimes flows with extraordinary swiftness on the Brazilian shores, right? Came upon the Brazilian shores. We have spoken of this Brazilian discovery and interesting. At least one man in the United States to whom must be gratifying as well, very high degree. But they're talking about, in Brazil, Phoenicians artifacts found in Brazil. Hebrew artifacts. Talking about how they floated around Africa, came around back to America, and now they're in Brazil. Now, Let's keep going. The marks of the inscription and a Phoenician one, right? As he conjectured at the outstart. This inscription was in the heretic or priestly characters, right? Lord Tammuz of the heavens, the Baal, the professor is as easy in his mind on the forgery score of director, Negro professors to be. A Phoenician inscription, he said. Phoenician inscription. Roll the coin. Watch this. Now, all scholars know that the Phoenicians were the best sailors of antiquity, intrepid, skillful, and navigation discoveries. The vessels were world renowned for their size and speed. They steered by the polar star. They were steered by the polar star. That's when I was showing y'all the mound builders had the polar star on their forehead coming out the mound. So these people already knew about how to use navigation by following the polar star, right?
You could be approved for $39 per month, full coverage auto insurance. The only catch is that you need to have 0 DUIs.
Now watch this. The mound builders of the lower Mississippi, right, practice the Moloch form of sun worship, and they try to say human sacrifice as their golden city opposite St. Louis. The worship among the kindred in Mexico, including the eating of flesh of captives. Now this is cow. This is cow. But you must know Moloch, right? That's why they made Moloch some type of Moloch teaching evil, right? Because it was done with the ancient culture, but they try to say it's child sacrifice. Baal. That's what they try to teach you, right? So Moloch, right? Phoenicians were selling clothes, right? Blue clothes, indigo clothes, which means they are Indian. Phoenicians were selling blue clothes, right? Indigo. That means that's why they call these people Indians. They were bringing blue dyed clothes to other lands. So they were Indians, people. It's just that simple. They were Indians. But they compared them to the Mississippi mound builders. Right? They compared them to the Mississippi mound builders. Now let's go look at this Moloch teaching. Now, they try to say it's child sacrifice, right? That's what they want to teach you, that it's the Moloch teaching is child sacrifice. And it's what they think it is and what they want it to be, right? But scientists argue that Tophets were simply specialized cemeteries for children who died prematurely. Our people weren't killing no children. At the time, this is so far back in history, kids were getting born prematurely. And they was burying these children elaborately. And then when the hunter-gatherer finds it, they try to say it's child sacrifice. It wasn't child sacrifice. During those times, 2500 BC, 3000 BC, the high mortality rate was going on with children getting born. So these people were traveling all over the world on ships, and they buried these children that was premature in elaborate burials. But these other people called it child sacrifice because they didn't understand it, right? After they found it in a couple of 100 years ago, they called it child sacrifice, right? So they said the Mississippians were burying children, premature children, but they want to call it sacrifice, but that's a lie. We all know that far back in time, kids were born prematurely, And then over there, they was catching, it was all type of stuff going on in nature at that time, right? Diseases and natural causes of death theory. Scientists such as researchers from the University of Pittsburgh analyzed teeth and bones from those urns, right? Ancient infant mortality. See that? They argue that these infants died naturally of infectious disease or stillbirth, and their grieving parents cremated them or placed them in a dedicated sacred cemetery. That's what happened. That's what happened. But these other people want to make your people so evil that they say it's child sacrifice to a god because they don't understand your culture. They want to make everything evil. They want to make everything sound like it's so evil so we can just take these people over because they are savages. But they wasn't savages. They were just burying premature babies. Ancient infant mortality rate means babies are dying because human nature is coming around, and a lot of children died, and they buried them. The parents buried them, grieving them. And y'all come back and teach they were sacrificing the babies. How the hell are people of nature gonna sacrifice babies? See, this is how they lie to you people. With all that Baal and Moloch, they took what they thought to be true and they turned it into Baal and Moloch, the evil teaching, right? Now, I want y'all to understand, they said the Mississippi has done the same thing as the Phoenicians. I want y'all to understand it, right? Disease was the #1 killer of children across the ancient Mediterranean. Disease, people. Severe famine. So, by the time our people get there and start planting crops to feed ourselves, we coming up over there in the Mediterranean, children are dying and they're burying them. And then when people, archaeologists come back and find it, later on in history, they say it's child sacrifice, but it's not. It's just a lot of famine going on in the world. Ain't there many people farming, and there are premature babies coming around. Now, let's keep looking. The Canaanites were heavily demonized, but it is important to understand this through the lens of ancient history. Their negative reputation comes purely from the religious and historical texts of the ancient Israelites, who viewed Canaanite religious practices as a profound threat to their own monotheistic identity. Now, if you Canaanites were demonized by Israelites, why? Because Canaanites are of nature. Israelites are coming into a religion of Yahweh, right? This is where you get nature versus God. The first time nature people goes against God's people. God's people are going to tell, God's people are lying, people. They're trying to demonize a nature's people. Why are they trying to do that? Because they want you to believe in their religion, but they don't want you to believe in nature and self-sufficiency. So everything of nature, the Canaanite done became evil. Moloch, child sacrifice. The Indians done sacrifice. They get to teaching you all this evil shit, but they lying. And them the ones, the religious people are the ones doing the sacrifice. Because that's what they ended up believing was going on, but that wasn't true. Old Testament condemns the Canaanites, described them as excessively wicked.
If you or someone you know have a teenager who is on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or Snapchat, this is the money glitch that could get families potentially compensated right now. These apps were allegedly built to keep teenagers hooked, not by accident, on purpose. And while your child was scrolling for hours, getting more anxious, more depressed, more lost, these companies had proof it was happening. They saw it, they hid it, and they did nothing. This isn't just talk. Over 2,000 families have already filed lawsuits. CBS News reported that Meta's CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, was called to testify in court over the damage Instagram caused to children. This is real, and it is happening right now. Here is what most parents don't know. If your child dealt with depression, anxiety, eating problems, self-harm, or thoughts of suicide while using these apps, your family may qualify to seek potential compensation. In January 2026, Snapchat and TikTok settled a major addiction lawsuit before a jury could even hear the case. They saw the evidence and chose to pay. Facebook already paid $85 million for mental health harm. One family got $9.1 million after losing a child to social media. File now, money that could help with therapy costs, secure their college fund, or give your family a fresh start. But only if you act before the final lawsuit is filed. After that date, the door is closed forever. You are out. No exceptions. 85% of families who qualify will never file because they think their child's story isn't bad enough. Don't make that mistake. It's free and it takes 30 seconds. A few simple questions. That's it. Your information stays 100% private. You are not signing anything by checking. You are just finding out if you qualify. But you have to do it before the deadline hits. Don't let these companies get away with what they did to our teenagers. Click now to check if you qualify. This page comes down once the lawsuit moves forward.
Listen, what if you can start a profitable online business by helping other businesses get access to capital and funding? The number one problem that the small businesses currently have is that they need working capital, they need growth capital, they need startup capital. And the number one disappointment they have is they go through their bank to get access to capital. The problem here is that more than 85% of these loan applications are declined every single day, which creates a unique opportunity because even if you have no experience in the financial services, funding industry, or banking system, you can actually become a business loan broker and match these people who need funding with the lenders who have money and make a chunky commission. The average commission on successful deals is $2,000 to $4,000. I understand you're probably watching this video on either YouTube or Facebook on a social media channel, and you might be skeptical, rightfully so. So my name is Oz Konar. I had the privilege of helping a few thousand people over the past 10 years to become business loan brokers in this very little known industry that no one seems to be talking about, and certainly banks don't want you to know about. How this works is that you become a financing matchmaker, being in the middle and introducing business owners who need capital to the lenders who have capital. And for each successful transaction, they pay you a commission. They also pay you again if that business gets funding again. So there are different ways for a business to get funding. Some of them pay a signing bonus, some of them pay residuals, some of them pay repeat recurring payments. So for a limited time, I put together a video training for you to check out how that exactly works and how we were able to help these people become successful business loan brokers at Business Lending Blueprint. You might not see this video ever again. I highly suggest that you click on the button and check out the training, unlock the training. It's only 20 minutes. I'm going to give you the entire walkthrough of how this works and how people with zero prior experience are getting into this industry and building successful businesses. If this interests you, even if you want us to generate some side income or full-time income, if you have ambitions of quitting your job or building a retirement nest egg, I highly suggest that you don't miss this. Just click on the video and watch the training, and I'll see you on the other side.
See it? Let's keep going. In early Mesopotamian and Canaanite mythology, the pantheon includes god El, Baal, and Osiris. Abrahamic monotheism took root. Religious writers did not simply deny the existence of these gods. Instead, they often demoted them. The rival gods of the Canaanite worship were frequently reclassified as later theological interpretations of demons, false gods, or fallen angels. There you go right there. There you go right there. Nature's people teaching became demons, false idols, and fake-ass fallen angels. That's why they tell you the giants are fallen angels. The giants had babies with the humans, they fallen angels. That's why they tell you that stupid shit. Right? They tell you that to demonize your culture and uplift religious culture. Screw scare you off. Make you think these the evil people, them the demons. But this is what your ancestors believe in first. Nature first. Way before any religion. So nature's people becomes demonized over history, right? Now, while they claim that the Canaanites engaged in child sacrifice is a staple of biblical demonization, it's biblical demonization of a people. Roll the coin. This is how they demonize you. Demonize everything your people done. Right? Let's keep looking. There seems indeed to have been also a small amount of originality in the Phoenicians' work. The present is only suspected in the shapes given to some of the vases, right? The Phoenicians' art exercised a marked influence on the 7th and 8th century BC upon Assyria. Something I want to show y'all in here. Strictly speaking, Phoenicia had no native art. Its artists were schooled on the Nile and the Euphrates. They were schooled on the Nile and the Euphrates. Now, these are the first two cultures on that land with nature's teachings. The Nile and the Euphrates. Think about it. The Nile and the Euphrates. Both of those cultures came there from America, people.
Can I split this out? Muy parendo. I could take this home. It's not that bad, actually. It's good.
I like tamarindo, that's why.
It's good. I like it. It's sweet. It's good.
It's good.
Pew pew.
The Tempur-Pedic breeze makes sleep feel cool. So no more sweating all night or blasting the air conditioning, because the Tempur breeze feels up to 10 degrees cooler all night long.
Find cooler sleep with the Tempur Breeze collection at an Ashley near you.
Those are Tamari cultures that's in the Euphrates and on the Nile. They know this. Real historians know this, but they cannot teach it because they will be kicked out of academia. They will be kicked out of history's teachings. They ain't gonna be able to get no jobs in no schools or none of that. So they don't teach it. They just try to act like they from their land. But the first people on the Fertile Crescent and the first people on the Nile come from Tamari. Both of them was growing corn. Facts. All this teaching of this ancient Phoenician, Sidonian, ancient languages, that's our language. That's our language. Let's keep going. Now, I want y'all to see something. I think it says something about Misha. Let me see. Art of Assyria. Now I'm trying to find a receipt. Hold on. With Misha. Now there was a god of the Phoenicians named Misha. Right? See, can I find it? Y'all see it? I think it's on this receipt. Area Misha. But anyway, I want to show y'all something. I can't find it right now. But anyway. Now, Phoenicians had a teaching of a king named Mesha, right? Mesha is Hebrew. Now I want you to know that. Mesha or Mesha is also an ancient place named in Arabia, mentioned in Genesis in the Bible. Where does Mesha, the name, come from? Now, Mesha is associated with the king around the river in that area. I told y'all that Mesha is the original name of the Mississippi River. So these words and names are connected. Mesha, the king of Moab. Then you have Mesha, the Mississippi River. This is a language coming from with a people saying the same thing. They're naming themselves after certain things. They're using certain words that they were never used in the Middle East and Africa. Mesha Sapokni is the name of the Mississippi River. Then you got the Phoenicians with Mesha. Right? Roll the corn. King Mesha of Moab. Right? So these words, Mesha, Michael, all these words come from a certain language. This ain't even no African words. That's why y'all still got women over here named Mesha today. Kamisha. All that old stuff. Kamisha, Kamisha. It's our language, people. On their land. Because the Mississippi River named Mesha. From ancient times. Let's keep going. Now, Mesha, over there, also known, Mesha Stele. This is an artifact, right? King Mesha. Got something to do with Israel and return the sister of Mesha to throw off yoke of Israel. But Mesha, the word, the first time I ever seen it, see Phoenician alphabet, I seen it on the Mississippi River. That's a fact. They just changed one letter and try to act like it's a different word, but it's the same word as the Mississippi River. Mesha Sapokni. Mesha is directly associated with water and rivers in the Middle East. Who named it? Who named it Mesha? See, you gotta find the words of the original words of a culture. Then you understand who naming this stuff, right? Now, if rivers, Mesha is directly associated with water and rivers in the Middle East. Who named it? Watch this. Who named it? Mesha Sapokni. Choctaw name for the Mississippi River. See that? Mesha Sapokni, Choctaw name for the Mississippi River.
To all my golfers out there, let me introduce you to two must-have Ryobi products for your summer round. First, we have the misting fan.
Now, in the Middle East, you get Mesha, associated with water and rivers in the Middle East. The description is heavily linked to regional waterways. It's the same word, people. The name Mesha or Mesha can occasionally be found attached to minor seasonal streams or springs in the region. Globally recognized historical identity got by Mesha, king of Moab, for his famous stone monument. So Mesha, the Mississippi River, then you start to name rivers in the Middle East, Mesha. Then you get King Mesha. Let's keep going. The old city is well worth study. The Phoenician cemetery, just outside, within a few years, giving forth some rare treasures. Right? Now let's go to the bottom, down here. Let's go to the bottom down here. Phoenician tombs was it to ride amongst the glorious orange groves of Sidon. Phoenician tombs are in the glorious orange groves of Sidon. Orange groves, burials, the tombs of the Phoenicians. Now, roll the coin. Orange groves, Sidon. Interesting. While they are now synonymous with that region, oranges are not native to the Mediterranean Sea. This is a burial in the Mediterranean Sea, people. Phoenician cemetery in Sidon, Mediterranean Sea. Oranges are not native to the Mediterranean Sea. Oranges and other citrus fruits, they try to say it come from Asia, but they're a goddamn lie. It comes from here. These people are from Timeri. They can stop. They're from Timeri. They buried in orange groves. Ain't no oranges native to the Mediterranean Sea. We brought oranges over there and planted them and buried our people right there. And everybody in history, all these different teachers don't even talk about it because they already know. They think you stupid. They think we just stupid. We don't know oranges come from Timeri. And all these people buried over here with Hebrew and oranges. Come on, man. We got to get back to common sense. They don't even make sense. Oranges are not native to the Mediterranean Sea in 2000 BC. They're not even from there. Somebody planted those and buried their people right in the orange grove. Right there. Facts. Oranges not native to the Mediterranean Sea. These were people of paradise that came to their land. Right? Now let me show y'all ancient mines in Spain. Right? A scientific system of mining, the implements being in such good state of preservation that it could be determined that it was not a Roman but a Carthaginian or Phoenician mine in ancient Spain. In ancient Spain, people. Only reason I showed y'all this receipt because Moors didn't build Spain, people. Moors did not build Spain. Our people built Spain first. Spain is right when you enter the Mediterranean Sea. Our people built Spain. We were mining minerals in Spain like we mined them in America long before the Moorish, Etruscan, all that teaching ever started. We are the ancient culture that first put first foot on these lands. That's why I be trying to tell y'all, it's bigger than just America. It's bigger than America.
I can't keep track of all my subscriptions, but my BFF Experian can and could help me easily cancel the ones I don't need.
When they say ancient culture, the whole world, sophisticated the whole world, our people went around the whole world and built up everything before any other culture started. We are the old world people. So therefore, a lot of them buildings over there was built by our people. It's really our shit. Because the people who over there eating oranges in Spain, ain't no oranges over there, big dog. They had to get it from their homeland. Here. Then we found artifacts with Phoenicians. Then they say the Mississippi mound builder was just like Phoenicians. The most ancient mining in the world came from the Great Lakes, not Africa or Mediterranean Sea. The oldest miners on the planet come from here. So when you see people mining in ancient times in other places, their bloodline come from here because that mining was done over here first. You just don't hop out mining no copper and silver all around the world. That's crazy. You gotta know what you're doing, right? Roll the corn. Whence came the ancient evidence of advanced civilization whose ruins are scattered today through Mexico, Central America, and Peru? Did it come from the lost tribes of Israel or did it come from Phoenicians, right? They know that language was all over here. They know it. Ancient architecture found in Mexico and Central America bear unmistakably a Phoenician character or resemblance in the